8 Essential Tips for Elderly People to Live Wisely and Fully. Aging is more than just adding years. It's an opportunity to live with the clarity and strength gained from a lifetime of experiences. For elderly individuals, this stage is a chance to focus on personal fulfillment, shed unnecessary burdens, and embrace life with purpose. Below are 8 powerful tips, rooted in real-life wisdom and expert insights, to help you navigate your later years with confidence, joy, and authenticity. 1. Don't blindly trust everyone. As we grow older, the quiet moments of life can sometimes bring a sense of loneliness, a subtle ache for connection that lingers in the heart. For many elderly individuals, this longing is paired with a deep well of kindness, a compassion honed by decades of caring for others. These qualities, empathy, generosity, and a willingness to see the best in people, are treasures of character, but they can also become vulnerabilities. The reality is that not everyone who crosses your path has your best interests at heart. Some may see your openness as an opportunity, offering superficial warmth or attention to gain your trust while pursuing their own agendas. This vulnerability often stems from the natural human desire for companionship. After years of nurturing family, friends, or communities, it's easy to assume that others will approach you with the same sincerity. Yet, there are those who recognize this openness and exploit it. Perhaps a distant relative who only calls when they need money, a neighbor who unloads their problems but never asks about your day, or an acquaintance who flatters you to secure favors. These interactions, though they may seem harmless at first, can slowly chip away at your emotional energy, leaving you feeling used rather than valued. Protecting yourself doesn't mean shutting out the world or hardening your heart. Instead, it calls for discernment, the wisdom to distinguish between genuine connections and those that drain you. Pay close attention to patterns. Does this person show up only when they need something? Do they respect your time and feelings? Or do they expect you to always be available? Actions reveal far more than words ever could. A true friend or loved one will honor your boundaries and value you for who you are, not for what you can provide. Setting boundaries is a powerful act of self-care. It might mean politely declining a request that feels manipulative, or limiting contact with someone who consistently disregards your needs. These choices aren't about cruelty. They're about preserving your peace and ensuring your relationships are built on mutual respect. Imagine the relief of spending your days with people who uplift you, friends who share laughter, family who listen with care, or even new acquaintances who show genuine interest in your life. These are the connections that enrich your later years, fostering a sense of belonging without compromising your dignity. By choosing to nurture only those relationships that feel balanced and sincere, you create space for joy and emotional security. Trust becomes a gift you give thoughtfully, not automatically. This approach doesn't diminish your kindness. It elevates it, allowing you to share your warmth with those who truly appreciate it. In this stage of life, your emotional well-being is priceless, and guarding it with discernment ensures that the people around you reflect the respect and love you've earned through a lifetime of giving. 2. Stop living to please others. For many elderly individuals, a lifetime of prioritizing others' needs, children, spouses, parents, or even society's expectations, can feel like second nature. You may have spent decades nurturing your family, supporting loved ones through challenges, and setting aside personal dreams to ensure their happiness. This selflessness often stems from love, duty, or the belief that sacrifice defines your role. Yet, as you enter your later years, it's time to ask a critical question. At what cost have you placed others first? The quiet ache of unfulfilled desires, or the exhaustion of endless giving may signal that your own happiness has been neglected for too long. The truth is, constantly living to please others can trap you in a cycle of obligation, where your time, energy, and resources are stretched thin to meet demands that never seem to end. Perhaps you've canceled plans to babysit grandchildren, dipped into savings to help a struggling relative, or silenced your own needs because someone assumed you'd always be available. Over time, these sacrifices can erode your sense of self, leaving you wondering when it's your turn to live. The reality is that this moment, right now, is your turn. Your later years are not for carrying the weight of others' expectations, but for reclaiming the freedom to live authentically, for yourself. Letting go of this habit doesn't mean abandoning those you love. It means recognizing that your happiness is equally important. Imagine waking up each day with the freedom to pursue what brings you joy. Whether it's painting, gardening, traveling to a place you've always dreamed of, or simply resting without guilt. These aren't selfish acts, they're essential for your well-being. Prioritizing personal goals allows you to rediscover passions that may have been buried under years of responsibility. It's about honoring the person you are today, not just the roles you've played for others. Society often glorifies self-sacrifice, especially for older generations, but there's profound strength in choosing yourself. Your loved ones, if they truly value you, will respect your need for this shift. And if they resist, that's a reflection of their expectations, not your worth. You've given enough, more than enough, and now it's time to redirect that care inward. Picture a life where your days are shaped by what fulfills you, not by what others demand. Maybe it's taking that long-postponed art class, writing the stories you've carried in your heart, or savoring quiet mornings with a book. These moments are yours to claim. Living for yourself is an act of courage and self-respect. It's a declaration that your happiness matters, that your dreams still have value, and that your later years can be vibrant and meaningful. By letting go of the need to please everyone else, you create space for joy, rest, and personal growth. This chapter of life is yours to write. Make it a story where you are the priority, living fully and unapologetically for yourself. 3. Distance yourself from toxic people. As we age, the bonds we hold with family and close acquaintances often feel like the bedrock of our lives, rooted in years of shared history and societal expectations that emphasize loyalty above all else. Yet, not all relationships, even those with family, are healthy or uplifting. Some can become sources of pain, draining your emotional reserves and undermining the peace you deserve in your later years. Recognizing and addressing toxic relationships, whether with a child who dismisses your feelings, a grandchild who only reaches out for financial help, a sibling who belittles you, or even a spouse who no longer shows kindness, is not about betrayal, but about preserving your mental tranquility and reclaiming your right to serenity. Toxic relationships often manifest through patterns of disrespect, manipulation, or neglect. You might notice a family member who consistently criticizes your choices, leaving you feeling small, or a friend who only calls when they need something, ignoring your own struggles. These interactions, though sometimes subtle, accumulate, creating a weight that can stifle your joy. The instinct to endure out of duty or fear of guilt can be strong. Society often glorifies unconditional forgiveness, especially within families. But tolerating harm in the name of love doesn't nurture your spirit, it erodes it. Aging should be a time of calm reflection and fulfillment, not silent suffering under the guise of obligation. Stepping away doesn't always mean cutting ties completely. It starts with boundaries, clear, firm limits that protect your emotional space. This might mean declining invitations that lead to discomfort, limiting conversations that turn hurtful, or calmly asserting your needs. For instance, if a relative's visits leave you feeling used, you might politely reduce their frequency or redirect conversations to neutral ground. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters that allow respect to flow while blocking harm. If boundaries are ignored, however, distancing yourself further, even emotionally or physically, becomes an act of self-preservation, not cruelty. This choice can feel daunting, especially when guilt whispers that family ties should endure at all costs. Yet your peace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Imagine waking up free from the dread of a cutting remark, or the exhaustion of unmet expectations. Picture relationships that uplift rather than diminish, where your presence is cherished, not exploited. Those who truly value you will respect your limits. Those who resist were likely benefiting from your sacrifice, not your connection. Every day at this stage is precious, and you deserve to spend it surrounded by kindness, not resentment. Letting go of toxic ties creates space for joy, new friendships, hobbies, or even solitude that feels restorative rather than isolating. It's not about erasing the past, but about honoring the present. By prioritizing your mental peace, you affirm that your happiness matters, that your heart deserves care, and that tranquility is a gift you can give yourself, no matter who stands on the other side. 4. Stop waiting for recognition. Throughout life, many elderly individuals have poured their hearts into caring for others, children, spouses, parents, or friends, often setting aside personal dreams and desires in the process. These acts of sacrifice, whether staying up late to comfort a loved one, postponing a cherished goal to support a family member, or giving endlessly to those in need, reflect a deep well of compassion and strength. It's natural to hope that one day, those you've cared for will pause, look back, and truly see the magnitude of what you've given. You might imagine a heartfelt moment where they express gratitude, acknowledging the love and effort you've invested over decades. Yet, the harsh truth is that this recognition may never come, and waiting for it can leave you tethered to unfulfilled expectations. The absence of acknowledgement doesn't diminish the worth of your actions. Your sacrifices are not valuable because someone else notices them. They are precious because they stem from your character, your kindness, resilience, and unwavering commitment to those you love. Each time you chose someone else's happiness over your own, you demonstrated a selflessness that defines who you are. But when you tie your sense of worth to others' gratitude, you hand them the power to validate your life's meaning. This can lead to a quiet, creeping disappointment, where moments of reflection turn into questions of whether your efforts were enough, or if they mattered at all. Over time, that longing for recognition can harden into resentment, creating distance in relationships that were once filled with love. True peace lies in releasing the need for external validation. Your worth isn't measured by a thank you, no matter how sincerely you've earned it. It's rooted in the integrity of your choices, the love you've given freely, and the strength you've shown in carrying on, even when no one noticed. Imagine the liberation of knowing that your happiness doesn't depend on someone else's words, that you can stand proudly in the life you've built, not because others see it, but because you know its truth. This shift isn't about dismissing the hope for appreciation. It's about honoring your sacrifices on your own terms, recognizing their beauty without requiring anyone else to affirm it. As you move through your later years, time becomes a precious currency. Every moment spent waiting for recognition is a moment lost to living fully in the present. By letting go of this expectation, you free yourself to find joy in your own heart, to celebrate your compassion as a gift you've given the world, not a debt others owe you. This act of self-acceptance is a profound form of love, one that allows you to move forward unburdened, with a spirit that's full rather than weighed down by what might never be said. Your sacrifices are a testament to your goodness, and that alone is enough to carry you into a life of contentment and inner peace. 5. Don't use age as an excuse. The notion that growing older restricts personal growth is a pervasive myth that can quietly undermine the potential of your later years. Society often suggests that after a certain age, the time for new beginnings, learning, or chasing dreams has passed, urging you to settle into a quieter, less ambitious life. Yet this belief is not only limiting, but fundamentally untrue. As long as you are alive, the capacity to evolve, discover, and thrive remains within you, unshackled by the number of years you've lived. Age is not a barrier. It's a foundation, built from decades of experiences, lessons, and resilience that equip you with unique strengths to embrace change. Consider the opportunities you may have dismissed, perhaps thinking, "I'm too old to start now." Maybe it was learning a musical instrument, taking up painting, writing a memoir, or traveling to a long-dreamed-of destination. These hesitations often stem from fear, not of failure, but of stepping outside the familiar. Yet, the truth is that your later years offer a rare gift: the freedom to pursue what truly matters to you, unburdened by the pressures of youth, career demands, or societal expectations. You've already navigated countless transitions, raising families, building careers, weathering losses, and each has fortified your ability to adapt. Why should this stage be any different? Your age brings a wealth of wisdom that younger generations are still cultivating. You've learned what truly matters, how to prioritize, and how to persevere through challenges. This clarity is a powerful asset, enabling you to approach new endeavors with intention and confidence. Starting a new hobby, mastering a skill, or even shifting your mindset isn't about competing with others. It's about enriching your own life. Imagine the joy of picking up a paintbrush for the first time and discovering a talent you never explored, or the satisfaction of learning to use technology to connect with loved ones across the globe. These pursuits aren't reserved for the young. They belong to anyone willing to try. The regret of not acting often weighs heavier than the effort of beginning. Every moment you delay, convinced it's too late, is a moment stolen from a future filled with possibility. Think of the stories of those who defied age-related stereotypes. People who started businesses, earned degrees, or found new passions in their 70s, 80s, or beyond. Their secret wasn't youth. It was courage and a refusal to let age define their potential. You too can choose to see each day as an invitation to grow, to explore passions you've shelved, or to embrace changes that spark joy. Ultimately, thriving in your later years means recognizing that growth is timeless. Your spirit remains boundless, capable of curiosity and transformation at any stage. Let go of the excuse that age limits you, and instead, view it as a launchpad for new adventures. Seize the chance to learn, create, and evolve. Not to prove anything to others, but to honor the vibrant, ever-growing person you are. This chapter of life is yours to shape, and it's brimming with potential waiting to be unlocked. 6. Don't cling to the past. As we age, memories often take on a vivid glow, wrapping us in the comfort of days gone by. Laughter shared with old friends, the thrill of youthful adventures, or the dreams that once fueled our ambitions. These moments can feel like a warm refuge, especially when the present seems quieter or less certain. Nostalgia has a way of pulling us back, tempting us to linger in a time when life felt more vibrant or meaningful. While reflecting on the past can be a source of joy, holding on to it too tightly risks turning it into a cage, one that keeps us from fully living in the now. When we dwell on what was, we lose sight of what is, letting precious moments slip away in favor of an era that no longer exists. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that your best days are behind you, that the richness of life belonged to your younger self. Thoughts like things were better before, or if only I could go back, can creep in, painting the past as the pinnacle of happiness. But this mindset creates a dangerous illusion, convincing you that the present holds no value, no potential for joy or discovery. Every time you choose to live in memories instead of the moment, you sacrifice the chance to create something new, a conversation, a hobby, a connection that could add depth to your life today. The past shaped you, but it doesn't define you. It's merely one chapter in a story that's still being written. The present, though different from your youth, is alive with possibilities. It may not carry the same intensity, but it offers its own gifts, moments of quiet beauty, unexpected kindnesses, or the simple pleasure of a new experience. To embrace it, you must let go of the belief that meaning lies only in what's already happened. Imagine the regret of reaching life's end only to realize you spent it looking backward, missing the chance to laugh with a new friend, learn a skill you always wanted to try, or find peace in a sunrise you stopped to notice. Each day you're given is a canvas, waiting for you to paint it with choices that reflect who you are now, not who you were. Staying open to the present means welcoming its imperfections and uncertainties. It's about recognizing that joy doesn't require the energy of youth. It can be found in small acts, like planting a garden, sharing a story, or rediscovering a passion. Life seasons change, but its capacity to surprise endures. By releasing the past as your anchor, you free yourself to find meaning in today's moments, to build memories that will one day shine as brightly as those you cherish now. The challenge isn't to recreate what was, but to trust that what lies ahead still holds wonder, waiting for you to step forward and claim it. 7. Don't overindulge in masturbation. As we age, it's natural to seek comfort in familiar habits, especially during moments of stress, loneliness, or idle time that often accompany later years. Masturbation, when practiced occasionally and mindfully, can be a healthy part of self-care, offering stress relief and promoting emotional balance. Research, such as a 2016 study from the Journal of Sexual Medicine, suggests that sexual activity, including self-pleasure, can enhance mental and physical well-being in older adults by releasing endorphins, the body's natural mood lifters. However, when this practice becomes a daily or compulsive habit, it risks shifting from a source of pleasure to a crutch that diminishes the vibrancy of life. For many, excessive indulgence isn't driven by desire, but by a deeper need to escape, perhaps from the quiet ache of solitude, the weight of unprocessed emotions, or the lack of purpose that can surface in retirement. While it may provide temporary relief, over-reliance on this habit can subtly drain energy, sap motivation, and create a cycle of isolation. Instead of enriching your days, it may crowd out opportunities for more meaningful engagement, leaving you feeling disconnected from the fullness of life. The fleeting satisfaction it offers pales in comparison to the lasting fulfillment found in activities that spark creativity, connection, and growth. Rather than turning to this habit as a default response to discomfort, consider redirecting that energy toward pursuits that nourish both body and soul. A morning walk in nature, for instance, not only rejuvenates you physically but also calms the mind. Studies show that time outdoors can significantly reduce stress hormones. Diving into a good book can transport you to new worlds, stimulating your imagination and offering a sense of adventure without leaving home. Picking up a hobby, whether it's painting, gardening, or learning a musical instrument, engages your curiosity and provides a sense of accomplishment that lingers far longer than momentary distractions. Even simple acts, like calling a friend for a heartfelt conversation, can rekindle the warmth of human connection, reminding you that you're not alone. This isn't about shame or judgment. It's about embracing balance and recognizing that true joy comes from a life filled with variety and purpose. By consciously choosing to explore other sources of fulfillment, you open yourself to experiences that deepen your sense of self and bring sustained happiness. Imagine waking up each day with anticipation, eager to create, learn, or connect, rather than settling for fleeting escapes. Your later years are a canvas for rediscovery, a time to expand your world, not shrink it. Moderation in this habit allows you to reclaim energy and enthusiasm, paving the way for richer moments of joy. Ultimately, pleasure isn't confined to a single act, but woven into how fully you engage with the world around you, crafting a life that feels vibrant, connected, and profoundly meaningful. 8. Keep learning to stay vibrant. As we age, it's tempting to settle into the comfort of routine, believing that our years of experience have taught us all we need to know. Yet, embracing lifelong learning is one of the most powerful ways to keep your mind sharp, your spirit engaged, and your life vibrant. Curiosity doesn't fade with age. It's a flame that can be kindled at any stage, offering a sense of purpose and connection to the world around you. By actively seeking out new skills, exploring unfamiliar technologies, or diving into thought-provoking discussions, you open doors to personal growth that enrich your later years in ways you might never have imagined. Learning something new, whether it's mastering a smartphone app, taking up a craft like pottery, or studying a subject like history or astronomy, challenges your brain in healthy ways. Neuroscience research shows that engaging in novel activities strengthens neural connections, enhancing cognitive resilience even as we age. This isn't about becoming an expert overnight. It's about the joy of discovery. Picture the satisfaction of sending your first email to a grandchild, strumming a simple tune on a guitar, or sharing insights from a book club debate. These moments of progress, no matter how small, remind you that your capacity to grow is boundless, defying the myth that learning is only for the young. Beyond mental agility, learning fosters connection. Joining a community class, participating in online forums, or even watching educational videos can introduce you to people who share your interests, sparking friendships that add warmth to your days. In a world that's constantly evolving, staying curious keeps you relevant, allowing you to engage with younger generations and contribute to conversations with confidence. Imagine the pride of explaining a new tech trend to a skeptical friend, or teaching a family member something you've just learned. These interactions bridge gaps, reinforcing your place in a changing society. Moreover, learning rekindles purpose. After decades of responsibilities, raising families, building careers, it's easy to feel adrift in retirement. Exploring new knowledge gives structure to your days and a reason to wake up excited. Whether it's delving into gardening techniques, experimenting with digital art, or attending lectures on philosophy, each pursuit becomes a thread in the tapestry of a meaningful life. It's not about filling time but enriching it, creating memories that rival the vibrancy of youth. The beauty of lifelong learning lies in its accessibility. You don't need formal education or vast resources, just an open mind. Start small. Try a free online course, borrow a library book, or ask a friend to teach you something they love. Every step forward is a victory, a testament to your resilience and zest for life. By cultivating curiosity, you're not just staying vibrant, you're claiming the fullness of each day, proving that age is no barrier to a mind that seeks, a heart that wonders, and a spirit that thrives. These 8 lessons inspire elderly individuals to embrace life with purpose, dignity, and a fearless openness to new horizons. By letting go of societal expectations and tapping into your inner strength, you can make your later years a vibrant chapter filled with personal growth, deep fulfillment, and genuine joy. If these insights resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share what stood out most. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if it sparked something in you. And hit that subscribe button to join our community for more empowering conversations like this. Let's keep inspiring each other to live fully at every stage.